All the focus right now in the real estate market is on interest rates. But in this video, we're going to go over other government implications that are happening right now in British Columbia and throughout Canada that is affecting the market here. And while we get into it, we're going to look and predict where the real estate market might be going based on the stats and information that we're getting here. So stay tuned to the end of the video, and we're going to look at the May statistics for 2024, and we're going to dive right into it and see how all of the other government implications from small-scale multi-unit housing, capital gains, short-term rental restrictions, and the flipping tax are impacting the overall supply and demand right now in the real estate market. Right when we're diving right into it here, we're just going to focus on the residential. For simple purposes, this week we're just going to focus on the months of inventory. Why we care about this is because it's based on the amount of listings on the market and what is selling in the month. This is going to tell us how fast a property will sell. No more new listings come on the market until there is zero listings. So in this market, we are currently, for the entire residential side of the market, we're at 7 months of inventory, which is a little bit in the balanced market. So anything from zero to more of a seller's market into from 4 to about 8 months would be a balanced market, and 8 months and above is into it. We're definitely kind of on the tail end of the balanced market, heading into more market. And we've seen we're coming out from January and February and March. We are coming out of that. So we're seeing a lot more activity, maybe some properties starting to sell and into the spring activity on it. But when we drew, let's go look at townhomes and just see where the real estate market is heading in that respect. As we're looking at the townhome market, that is only at 5 months of inventory. So if you can 5 months of inventory there, obviously we're coming out of harder times and getting into a better season with a lot more activity. And you can see how the ebbs and flows, and there is a seasonality to it as well. So if we see the months of inventory, it will drop, and then it'll creep back up heading into January. So January, we oftentimes will see, as you can see in the last years, you always see a peak right in the of the at the end of the year, kind of beginning of the year, heading into the winter months of inventory, seasonally adjust on that. One aspect to look on the new home is on the new home townhomes are created equal. The townhome market right now is at average price point is $700,000. So when we're looking at that marketplace, the new townhome builds, due to a lot of the prices being increased for cost of living and so people have to sell. Builders, new builds since 2020 are going to have to charge a lot more dollar per square foot to make ends meet. And at the end of the day, the developers are going to be left. They're taking all the risk, and if they don't sell and they can't sell it, well, they're going to be left hanging, holding the bag. So as we're diving into it, the months of inventory on my price point for the new townhomes currently asking is $892,000. As we dive into and side of things, and we're going to adjust. This market is doing fairly well as well. So we're looking at, a inventory. We're seeing activity, sales are increasing, and the inventory is decreasing based on this. So if the inventory would be completely depleted, if on the market in months, we'd have no more inventory on the marketplace. And if you look at the chart, you're going to still see the same seasonality where you're going to have peaks and valleys. This one's interesting because the short-term rental rules is come into effect, and that is really impacting a lot more homes are coming on the marketplace. And as we're looking at the short-term rental rules, supply is not that bad. We are actually currently at an all-time high amount of listings on the marketplace. 773 condo listings at the moment is pretty good signs in the apartment that there is decent demand. We had 120 apartments are moving, and not every supply and demand, but the reason why we're focusing on the months of inventory is because it gives you a little bit of that supply and demand component to it. It is up, but demand appears to be there. That being said, we are going to look a little bit at the single family home market. So this one's a little bit different, and as we'll have a theory at the end of the video, I have a theory for you regarding why side of things. So we look at this one, and we're at 9 months of inventory which is the same as what we really went over for the entire market. But if you look here, the actual inventory is going up. So we had 8 months of inventory in April, but now we have 9 months of inventory at the end of May. It is increasing, and demand hasn't really kept up with it. It's actually, so we are seeing a little bit of a widening in the gap. A lot of this is, some of this portion is going to also be single family homes. So this is for development. So scale multi-unit housing, which was a new introduction this year, and it's going to have to be implemented by the end of month of June by all the municipalities. Development properties in the realm, which supply is the issue, but we all have to focus on cost. Because point on those is going to have to come down to be able to make it feasible for developers their product. So my prediction here, and if we look at the chart here, obviously you're going to see it's a little bit more flatter up there, and so you had higher months of inventory there. And we'll see it drop, oftentimes just drop down in the summer. Same. All the charts are going to be the same. And as we look at it, so as we look at the real estate market, based on that information, it's my belief, because the apartments and the townhome side of the market is doing fairly well, and the average price point for the month of May for apartment was $485. When we look at the average price point compared to the average price point of single family homes, which is at $1 million, there is a huge. So as we see today, the interest rates got a little bit of relief with a 0.25% decrease. We are also focusing on the additional changes, and buyers seem to be kind of waiting for the right property. Looking at the real estate market, I believe the market will transfer over into competition for the apartments, and the townhome market continues to increase. When we're looking at the real estate market, we're going to start to see apartment prices continue to increase. That's also going to filter into the townhome market, which we're kind of seeing with lower months of inventory. It is eventually going to now filter into the single family home side of things. So I believe there's going to be a little bit of a wave, and we're just a little bit of a lull right now for the single family homes, where condos and townhomes are doing pretty good right now. The single family homes eventually will catch up, but we're seeing the additional spring supply come on the market and not a whole lot of movement on it because of higher interest rates. So as we head through, we'll continue to watch this as we head through the month, through the summer and everything like that. But something I'm predicting right now is we're going to see a lot more activity in the single family home market. Not so much on the development side of things, because side of the market is out of whack and out of scale. But if it's a great home in a great location and it's accurately priced, things are selling right now, and they're selling pretty fast. So that's something just to keep in mind in my prediction moving forward. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And am I out of whack? Do I think am I just blind? Do I just have road right now? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what your current immigration levels. We're going to see around 2 million people move to Canada. Supply constraints, and we can't build them fast enough, cheap enough to be able to make numbers make sense. And so we're going to see prices continue to increase, and it's going to start at the apartment side of things. So we're going to see increase in apartment prices and the average prices, and it's going to filter in through the townhome market, and we're going to see prices increase through the townhome market. And as people get priced out, family homes options are going to start to make single family home options are going to start to make a great alternative